The team at Technology for Hotels knows how busy you are, so we've created this concise briefing to keep you up to date on key happenings in the hotel industry. Let's dive in.
Welcome. Yeah, we've taken a whole stack of sources and really boiled them down to the essentials for you.
Helping you quickly get the why behind the headlines.
Exactly. We'll touch on, new openings, acquisitions, market shifts, leadership moves.
All the key stuff.
Right. The goal is clear, actionable insights you can use.
Okay, so let's explore some of the most exciting new developments and strategic moves happening across the globe. We're kicking things off with this significant opening in Japan, I believe.
Yes, and what's truly fascinating here isn't just the new properties themselves, but the strategic thinking behind them. It often mirrors bigger market trends.
Makes sense.
So take Frasers Hospitality, for example. They've officially opened YOTEL Tokyo Ginza.
Okay.
And this isn't just another hotel. It's actually their first ground-up development and investment in Japan.
Ah, first one.
That's big. It is. It's a 244-room lifestyle hotel right in Tokyo's prime Ginza district, developed with UK-based YOTEL.
Right, the YOTEL brand.
Yeah. It opened back in December 24, launched fully in June 25, and it's already holding over 70% occupancy.
Wow, that's strong out of the gate.
Very strong. And it really signals this pivot towards, longer stay, lifestyle-focused properties,
Yeah.
recognizing that shift in travel preferences.
Away from just traditional stays.
Precisely. And this YOTEL is part of their bigger North Asia expansion. They've got long-stay properties coming up in Shenzhen and Osaka, too.
So definitely a regional strategy there. Closer to home, in Australia, we're seeing some major repositioning too. Cabra-Vale Diggers.
Yeah, they've unveiled plans for the Novotel Sydney Cabramatta. It's a 140-room hotel, and it's going to be like the centerpiece of the revamped Cabravale Club Resort.
Resort-style pool, I saw.
Uh-huh. And Sam Fakih is the pre-opening GM. The whole redevelopment is quite ambitious. Multiple dining venues, big entertainment floor, conference center.
Sounds like they're really going for that all-in-one destination feel.
Exactly. It's about creating that whole experience, beyond just the room.
Right.
And speaking of transformations, Salter Brothers are putting over $10 million into reimagining Milton Park Country House Hotel and Spa.
Oh, the historic one in the Southern Highlands?
That's the one. It's set to become the flagship for their new luxury brand, Ardour Hotels and Estates, reopening early 2026 as Ardour Milton Park Bowral.
Ardour. Okay. And this focuses on blending heritage with European elegance. I saw notes about sage green, cobalt blue, vintage furnishings.
Spot on. It seems to be a growing niche, moving away from maybe more standardized luxury.
Less cookie cutter.
Yeah, exactly. It's about delivering something distinctive, curated, the focus on dining, wellness, landscapes. It really sets the tone for Ardour's vision of modern Australian luxury. Character over just amenities.
Interesting. And IHG Hotels and Resorts, they've been quite active too, haven't they? On a few fronts.
Yes, they have a pretty varied strategy, actually. They've signed up to launch the first Kimpton in Indonesia, Kimpton Bali Ubud. That's opening early 2026.
Kimpton and Ubud, okay.
Yeah, 101 rooms right on the WS River near Ubud Palace. Very focused on that serene cultural experience. Features like a Michelin-starred restaurant, Imura, spa, wellness.
Sounds lovely. And it's their first in Ubud itself.
It is. Really strengthens their luxury and lifestyle portfolio in Indonesia. Brings it up to 10 properties there now. But they're also expanding differently in Japan.
Okay, and what's the approach there? Is it more about conversions than new builds in Japan for them?
Precisely. Yeah, they've struck a deal with FET SYSTEM INC to rebrand 2 existing hotels as ANA Holiday Inn properties.
Ah, bringing international brands to new cities.
Exactly. Sanda and Tosu City get their first international brands. There's the 130-room ANA Holiday Inn Kobe Sanda and the 126-room ANA Holiday Inn Tosu. They'll get renovated and relaunched in 2026.
So that boosts their Holiday Inn footprint quite a bit in Japan.
Yep, up to 15 hotels. It really shows that strategy of growing through conversions quicker to market. It's a multi-pronged approach depending on the region.
Smart. Different tactics for different markets. Okay, so beyond new builds and rebrands, we've also seen some significant acquisitions changing cityscapes.
Definitely. Singapore-based Fragrance Group Limited, they've just bought the Savoy Hotel on Little Collins in Melbourne CBD.
The Savoy, right. How much for?
AUD 69.8 million. It's a 163-key hotel, historic building from 1866, right across from Southern Cross Station.
Prime spot.
Absolutely. And interestingly, Fragrance Group bought the tower next door about a decade ago.
Oh, really? So a bit of a long game there.
Seems like it. Suggests a long-term investment strategy in that specific area, a classic example of strategic consolidation in key urban centers.
Makes sense.
And then on an even bigger scale, Las Vegas Sands just broke ground on an $8 billion resort and entertainment complex in Singapore.
$8 billion. Wow. Adding to Marina Bay Sands.
That's right. Key feature is a new 570-suite luxury hotel. No opening date announced yet, but it certainly underscores massive confidence in that high-end leisure and MIC market in Asia.
It's a huge investment. Okay, so we've looked at specific projects, but let's zoom out a bit. What about the broader currents, the macro trends, especially looking at Australia and New Zealand?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. How do these individual moves connect to the bigger picture of recovery and strategy?
Right.
Well, Australia's hotel sector looks pretty solid. It's on track for a full recovery by the end of 2025.
That's good news. What are the numbers telling us?
National occupancy sitting around 71%. That's up about 2% year on year. ADR average daily rate is around $240. And RevPAR, revenue per available room, is about 171.1.
Strong metrics. Shows real resilience.
Definitely. And we're seeing gains across Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, the Gold Coast.
And international demand seems to be picking up. I saw China, India, Southeast Asia mentioned as fast-growing source markets.
That's right. And connectivity is improving too. Roughly 60 new international flight routes into Australia in 2024 alone.
Plus, domestic travel spending is still strong.
It is, yeah. About 34% above pre-pandemic levels. Although the growth rate has slowed a bit, down to about 2% year over year now.
Okay.
What's also a really significant trend, and it ties into what we discussed earlier with Salter Brothers and IHG, is the rise of upscale conversions in Australia.
Right, rebranding existing hotels.
Exactly. Major investors taking existing properties and flagging them as luxury or lifestyle brands, like those IHG Salter Brothers plans to convert Crowne Plazas and InterContinentals into Regents or other InterContinentals.
So that's becoming a real theme then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
JLL calls it reflective of the evolving nature of the Aussie market. It's efficient, right? Leverages existing buildings, faster market entry, taps into that demand for unique high-end experiences.
Makes a lot of sense.
And Marriott even said, across the whole Asia-Pacific region, roughly 40% of their new signings in 2024 were actually conversions.
40%. That's huge. A major strategic shift.
It really is, optimizing existing portfolios.
But it's not all positive everywhere, is it? New Zealand seems to be a bit different.
Yeah, it's a bit of a contrasting story there currently. New Zealand's hotel sector actually saw a 5.4% drop in RevPAR in June 2025 compared to last year.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
Seems to be a mix of increased supply coming online, fewer room nights actually being sold, and also a lower average daily rate.
And occupancy.
National average was about 56%. Only Christchurch and Rotorua showed any growth among the major markets.
So the first half of 2025 overall was pretty flat for NZAID.
Yeah, RevPAR basically stayed flat year on year, reflects a slower international recovery for them, and perhaps weaker domestic demand too.
That's a really stark contrast to Australia. Highlights how market specifics like tourism flows and local economies are so critical.
Absolutely. Recovery isn't uniform across the board. Good reminder.
Definitely a crucial point. So thinking about all this change, what does it mean for the people leading the charge? Let's turn to the individuals and teams getting recognition and some key leadership moves.
Right. This segment really highlights the talent, the human capital at the heart of the industry's evolution. We see recognition for past achievements, but also strategic placements of new talent for the future.
Kicking off with awards, the Accommodation Australia NSW Awards.
Yes, they just held their event at Darling Island Wharf in Sydney. Apparently a record-breaking year, over 380 nominations across 42 categories.
Wow, 380 nominations. That itself says something about the competitiveness and maybe the recovery and drive for excellence post-pandemic.
I think so. It suggests a maturing market pushing standards higher.
And some big winners. Capella Sydney stood out.
They did. Luxury Hotel of the Year plus Bar of the Year for McRae Bar.
Nice double. What else?
The dining room at Park Hyatt Sydney got Best Hotel Breakfast. Ovalo Woolloomooloo won Best Boutique Accommodation Experience. The Darling took Metropolitan Deluxe Hotel of the Year.
And regionally.
Bell's at Kilcare won Regional Deluxe Hotel of the Year.
Yeah.
And Song Hotel Sydney got Redeveloped Refurbished Property of the Year.
There's that refurbishment trend again. Asset optimization recognized.
Exactly. And on the people side, Michael Johnson, the former CEO of Accommodation Australia, was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Big recognition for his leadership, especially through the pandemic.
Well-deserved navigating those times.
Absolutely. Jennifer Brown from InterContinental Sydney was named Executive of the Year, and Anthony Flowers from Novotel Sydney Darling Harbour got Chef of the Year.
Great achievements. Stacey McBride, the NSW GM for Accommodation Australia, praised the caliber of entries, too.
She did. Reinforce that idea of a thriving talent pool.
And speaking of industry gatherings, we should also give a quick mention to the Queensland Hotels Association's recent event.
Yes, the 2025 Hotel Market and Economic Outlook event held July 16th at the Marriott Brisbane.
And Brendan Granger from Technology for Hotels was presenting there, right?
That's right, talking about how the right tech can boost guest experience and the bottom line, always a critical topic for leaders.
Always relevant. Okay, let's talk about some of those stars in motion, the leadership shifts. What are we seeing?
Well, quite a few moves that seem to reflect evolving priorities. We're seeing, for instance, a focus on strengthening regional ops. Mark Denham got promoted to Director of Operations Hotel and Residences at Mondrian Gold Coast. Simon Farr is now the GM for Australia at Urban Rest.
Okay, and people management.
Yep, clear emphasis there too. Hannah Chu was promoted to Regional Director of Human Resources for New Zealand at IHG. Aniket Mengi is now Rooms Operations Manager at Westin.
And lots of general manager changes, it seems, reflects how dynamic property leadership is.
It really does. We saw Dony Andrian appointed GM at Crowne Plaza Sydney Burwood. Dagmara Konieczna is now GM at Rydges Gold Coast Airport. Luke Roberts-Lalli takes over at QT Newcastle. And Michael Stamboulidis at QT Auckland.
Quite a shuffle at QT.
Seems so. And Jerry Feng joined Imperium Group as Group GM for their luxury collection.
Yeah.
Sunil Rawat is the new GM at Hilton Adelaide. Gopu Nayar at Pensioni Hotel. The list goes on.
It certainly does.
And these moves continue at higher strategic levels, too. Amelia Rawcliffe is now Area GM for Extended Stay Select Service at Accor up in Port Douglas. Andrew Donadell is the new VP of Operations, Southern Region at Stanford Hotels and Resorts.
Right. And a couple of really significant top-level appointments. Accor Plus has a new CEO.
Yes, Emilie Couton. She's a 24-year veteran of Accor and DEGE. She took over as CEO of Accor Plus in July, succeeding Renee Trimble.
And Accor Plus is their big loyalty program in APAC.
Exactly. Steering a 450,000-member program. Huge role. Really speaks to the growing importance of direct bookings and loyalty.
Definitely. And Marriott also announced a major executive transition.
That's right. Leeny Oberg, who's been CFO and EVP of Development, is retiring next March 31st, 2026, after 26 years.
Wow. Long tenure. Who's stepping in?
Jen Mason will become CFO, and Shawn Hill will be Chief Development Officer. Both are longtime Marriott leaders, so it looks like a well-planned succession ensuring continuity.
Smooth transition at the top.
And one more shorty. George Pitts announced a new role as Director of Engineering at W Hotels.
Lots of movement. Okay, so wrapping all this up, what's the bigger picture takeaway?
Well, if we connect all these dots, the new builds, the clever rebrands, the market performance differences, the leadership moves, what really stands out is the industry's incredibly dynamic response to shifting conditions.
Constant adaptation.
Exactly. Whether it's through those strategic conversions we talked about, or focused investments in luxury, or just adapting to domestic travel patterns, the focus stays firmly on innovation and resilience. And it really raises a key question for everyone listening. In an era where both ground-up development and smart rebranding are vital for growth, how are you identifying and communicating the unique value proposition that will make your property stand out? How do you differentiate in what's clearly a very competitive, constantly evolving landscape?
That's a powerful question to leave you with, how to truly differentiate in such a dynamic market. It underscores the critical importance of staying informed, which is exactly what we aim to help you do with this briefing. That wraps up this week's 5-Star Weekly Briefing. Thanks for tuning in and staying informed with the latest in the hotel industry. Don't forget to check out our 5-Star Conversations podcast, where Brendan Granger from Technology for Hotels sits down with the industry's most influential leaders to uncover their journeys, insights, and the future of hospitality. It's a must-listen for anyone passionate about elevating your guest experience and driving innovation in the hotel world. Until next time, stay well and stay ahead. See you next week.